You explain importance of government deriving power from people. With our current form of government, it was designed to be a constitutional republic. Do you think that our founding fathers would be happy with where we are today, and are we still deriving power from the people?
I think we are still deriving power from the people. I think it also might depend on which founding father you're talking to. Maybe there's some who might be not as happy as others, but I still think that we're in good shape. Now in the future that might change, but I still think with the way the government is set up today, the power is still coming from the people. If that answers your question.
That does, yeah. To follow that up, you also spoke about in a democracy, there's a tendency for the majority to rule. Do you think people would say that in our form of government right now, that the majority is being more often listened to than the minorities, or the minorities of America today still having their voice appropriately heard?
Well, I think that really, well, it's not really I think the minorities really are, maybe, I don't know, speaking out. I mean, like recently we have a lot of like news and media and stuff like that, and so it's also easier just to communicate. That can be a good thing and that can be a bad thing. Good thing because you can hear from minorities. Bad thing is maybe the problems of the minorities can be, I don't know, overestimated maybe, or perhaps. And so I believe that, I don't think the minorities are being abused. There might be some people who maybe, I don't know, maybe are being abused, but I don't know if that's necessarily the government's fault, because there are certain ways where you can go and you can talk to your local government and try to get some stuff like that fixed. Just because you are a person, a citizen of the United States, you can fix things, and like it's designed to be that way. So.
Thank you very much, Jaden. I enjoyed listening to your presentation. I had a question about the moral end of government. So you described how the natural law is fulfilled in a constitutional republic, in part because it establishes justice. It seems to me that justice is a virtue particular to a group, right? We talk about justice in terms of the relations between people.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, according to Locke and your argument, would a government that aims at the moral or virtuous formation within an individual or towards that individual's end, would it also fulfill the natural law according to Locke? Or is Locke only interested in community?
Well, according to Locke, you have your own being, even in society, and so you have a choice. But when it comes to justice, really, I think that is more of it is a community thing, sort of like so a government must uphold it, but at the same time, every citizen has a responsibility to uphold justice. It's sort of like just a part of what it is to be good. And so, because I mean, if we see someone, I don't know, rob someone else on the streets, we are expected ourselves to go and either help them or call 911 or something. So really, our relations without the government even are important in upholding justice. Even if it's maybe not required, we still have sort of a natural obligation to do so. And but as far as government goes, government does have a responsibility and obligation to uphold justice and to punish those who wrong others. So, do injustice.
Would the government have according to Locke, would a government that follows the natural law have interest in upholding a virtue like temperance?
I think they would have interest in having their citizens uphold temperance. Now, in going about how to do that, that might be another question. But really, when it comes down to it, a government is just a government. It's just a structure. And that's why I said any government can become corrupt. Really, it matters about the people. And so if the people are virtuous, then you're going to have a virtuous government. But if the people are selfish and the people are, I don't know, don't maybe have the same values as we do here at the school, then that government's going to either fall apart or end up in some terrible form. And even if it is a constitutional republic, so I do think that the moral characters of each citizen does matter, and I think a lot would agree with that.
You described how a properly functioning constitutional republic has a citizenry that shares certain values. Would Locke agree that that's a necessary prerequisite for a well-functioning government, that namely that the citizenry on some level share values or an understanding of virtue?
I do think they would, just simply because, maybe not certain virtues, but just coming from the reason behind natural law, and if all men are coming into government for the same purpose, then they all have some sort of same mindset and what the form and purpose of government is. And so then I do think that same mindset of, oh, this is what government is meant to do, is meant to protect the people and our natural rights, then that very truth is fundamental to creating a true, good, just government. Because if they don't, then they'll just, if they don't know that that's the purpose of government, then the government can just do whatever they want, and the people won't do anything. So.
All right, well, I think that we are concluded our questions, so thank you very much.